Welcome back to the adventures of Jack Hartland, and I had this brilliant idea to come back to Buffelsdrift Game Lodge and do a game drive with them, or then known as a safari, because I know that there's a lot of people out there that has heard of going on a safari or a game drive in Africa, and I want to just show you and take you with me on a safari here on the game farm and show you what a safari or a game drive looks like.
Welcome to Buffelsdrift Game Lodge. We will be taking you on a nice African adventure here in the heart of the Little Karoo in Oudtshoorn. So let's head out and see what animals we can find.
Buffelsdrift Game Lodge offers a range of different activities, and their late afternoon game drive was my choice for this adventure.
Okay, so on the left hand side we see some Springboks, that is South Africa's national antelope. The Springboks are gregarious, which means they hang around in big herds for safety and numbers. All of them look exactly the same, so it's very tough to tell the difference between male and female. So how you tell the difference between male and female is you look at the horns. So you see the three different colors, the light brown on the top, and the darker stripe in the middle, and the white at the belly. So all three of those colors actually have a purpose. So the light brown on top is there to camouflage the animal, so when it lies down and it hides the white, then basically looks like a rock from 100 meters away. So the darker stripe in the middle is there to heat up the vital organs like the heart and the liver, and the white at the belly is to reflect the heat from the soil. Okay, so do you see that black tier below the Springbok's eyes? Most people don't really see it, they only see it on the cheetahs, so they're actually similar purpose. So the purpose behind the black tier below the eyes is basically like sunglasses. So it prevents the sun from reflecting into his eyes because they are most active during the day. So they need to look into the sun to spot predators. So by looking at the animal's eyes, you can actually tell if it's nocturnal or active during the day.
When you're driving out in the open, finding animals while driving around will be your challenge. Luckily, these guides have great experience in spotting wildlife, and as you can hear, the knowledge that they share is very informative. Like now, Russell spots animals in the distance, and we start heading towards that location. And what a find! A whole bunch of giraffes.
Okay, so I'm seeing two giraffes currently here. This looks like a female to me. So I tell the difference between male and female is you look at the horns on top. So that horns is called ossicones. So if that ossicone's got hair on it, then you know it's a female because they don't really use it for fighting, where males would be bald. Because they use it for fighting, so they will literally knock off their hair over the years. Oh, there's a youngster there as well, behind the bushes.
Now, a giraffe's patches or spots are first and foremost for camouflage, and also unique like human fingerprints. They are the tallest animals on Earth and can run between 10 and 35 miles per hour. These beautiful creatures only need 5 to 30 minutes of sleep per 24 hours, and they achieve that by short power naps of about 1 to 2 minutes. Driving on an open vehicle gives you the exhilarating feeling of being part of nature. And even with the wind blowing this afternoon a little bit more than usual, it is still a thrilling ride. And then for our next find, Cathy spotted some grey rebucks.
So nice to see these little guys standing still for us. Normally they would make a run for it, they're quite shy. Now these are some of our little grey rebucks. Now we kind of got a little bit of a nickname around here. We like to call them bunny antelopes, because if you look there at the back, it almost looks at the moment like they have no tail. So when they run away, they would actually curl up their tail to expose that big fluffy white spot. So it looks extremely similar to that of a rabbit or bunny.
They are pretty small antelopes and weigh up to about 30 kilograms. Only the rams have upright, straight, spike-like horns, and they make snorting, groaning and hissing sounds. And I must say they are kinda cute. While we continue on our drive, we are suddenly surrounded by a whole forest of aloe, and we decided to make a quick stop.
So that's called the Aloe Vera rocks, or the bitter aloe. So South Africa's got 155 different types of aloes. This is obviously one of the species. This is a massive aloe. So this is actually, it's got a lot of medicinal properties. Like, it's very good for your skin, it's good for your hair, it regulates blood pressure, it's very good for people with diabetes. They use it in health shakes. It's actually like a magical plant. So there's a study done in the Eastern Cape on the growth of this tree. In a good year's rainfall, it grows 1 inch per year, which is 2.5 centimeters. So I'm 1.7. Quickly follow me, let me show you how big this tree is. So if I'm 1.7, how tall is this tree? I hope you enjoyed my speech about the aloe.
One thing about a game drive, you might spot an animal and then immediately that animal disappears, like these kudus. But luckily there were also zebras.
So it looks like we got some beautiful zebras over here. Now these are our Cape Mountain zebras. We are very lucky to also have foals now. Now this foal is very young still, so he's still going to stick quite close to the mother. Now we're not going to see a big group of them, because Cape Mountain zebras actually generally stick in much smaller groups, normally of only up to 8 per group. So the striping is always a bit of a tricky question, if they have black stripes or do they have white stripes. Well, as a kid I always thought I'm going to be clever and just say that they are black and white striped, but they are actually black with white stripes. The best way to look at it is to look at the nose. There we got one of our water bugs, very iconic for that white circle on their butt. It kind of looks like they're going to sit on a wet toilet seat, or someone wanted to target practice on them. We're going to leave them with that white ring. We're going to continue down the valley side, see what else we can get.
Time for this adventure is running out, and for our final sunset destination we have to 4x4 climb up the mountain hills for the most spectacular sight. Driving up the mountainside, the view becomes more spectacular by the moment, and from this up high you can clearly see the two mountain ranges, the Outeniqua and the Swartberg. This pit stop will give us the stunning view that we're hunting for. And getting off the vehicle and doing some hiking is a nice change. Already you can see that this is going to be a breathtaking sunset, but the location amplifies the experience even more.
The rocks we see in this area actually got formed a really long time ago, when all the continents of the world pretty much all started moving apart and colliding in certain areas. So at one point we got a lot of pressure coming in from the east and the west, and a lot of water got trapped on the inside. So it actually formed an inland ocean, which means the rocks around here got pretty much weathered down, and that's why it looks like river rocks. Over time, as the area kept tumbling around and ever changing, a lot of these old rocks got buried deep underneath the ground, went through a very slow process, what we like to call diagenesis, which is the hardening of any natural material back into rock. Over time it actually got pushed up again, and this is what we see now, these beautiful anciently exposed rocks.
Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it, and join us next time for some awesome adventures at Buffelsdrift Game Lodge.
If you also would like to experience this amazing game drive adventure, visit the Buffelsdrift website, www.buffelsdrift.com, and maybe have a look at my day adventure in the link on the screen. And do remember to like, subscribe and share.